What's good, people? It's about that time. Randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, I want to do a full breakdown on the main events of last night, the main fights, not the prelims. Um, so, and let me say before I start, salute to Shadeja Green. Um, I didn't have enough room to fit her on the damn thumbnail, man. I wanted to get, like I said, the main bigger names on the thumbnail to do this breakdown. But I want to salute her because she won her fight, and I didn't forget her, but I just couldn't, and I needed to put these four women on here. Okay, let me start with Alycia Baumgardner's fight. Now, Alycia Baumgardner, she got the win. She struggled. This opponent was ranked number 2, but this opponent, she's mediocre. If you go back and watch her fights, like I said, you go, how the hell did she go the distance with Alycia? Okay, what I've seen in Alycia last night was Alycia has a problem. She, not even just last night. You saw it in the Michaela Mayer fight. She has a problem with tall fighters. She has a problem with range. Now, if you just paw and stick your jab out there, flicking it, yeah, she can count over top of that. Or she'll throw that sweeping hook and counter it. Okay. Jennifer Miranda was jabbing, keeping it long, keeping it basic. And she gave Alycia Baumgardner problems. Now, if Alycia Baumgardner saw her as a suitable opponent, she would have said, no, I'm not surprised at anything. She's a good fighter. She said she was a lot smarter than she thought she was, and she didn't engage in times where she thought she might have tried to engage, and she was sharper than what she thought. Okay? Because this opponent was handpicked. One, she has no punching power. So let's just say somehow Alycia doesn't knock her out. Well, guess what? Well, we'll beat her in a decision, and you don't have to worry about getting knocked out. This woman went in there and she gave Alycia problems. She hit Alycia a lot. Alycia's problem to me, when I see her, I don't know what Derek James is telling her. I don't know what Tony Harrison told her in the past. But Alycia Baumgardner is not a boxer puncher. She's a boxer that can punch, and she doesn't know how to transition in between keeping her shots short, or like working in the head movement, double and triple jab and stepping around, give you the angles, throw to the body, throw every punch to the body don't have to be a hook or uppercut. You can jab to the body. You can throw it straight to the body. The feints, the movement to get the shots off. She doesn't know how to work her way inside. She depends on when you stop and throw a punch, she'll try to throw the punch with you, but she turns her head a lot. That's why, if you look at it, her fucking overhand was going back here all night long. And she literally turns away and look. She doesn't swing and look up. She swings and she looks away. That's what she does. But once she makes the body contact, that's when she'll try to outcook you on the inside. But, this chick was smarter than what she thought she was going to be. Smarter than what Jake Paul and the people that handpicked her for Alycia Baumgardner. This was her night. This is what was supposed to happen. Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano was supposed to be another war. Alycia Baumgardner was supposed to look dominant. She was supposed to be the second coming of those two. Like, okay, we have another star who the world just got to see. How many people tuned in and watched this fight on Netflix, watched this card? They all saw Alycia Baumgardner. So now, she's going to stand out, and people are going to want to... Now, the fans are going to say, hey, man, how about Alycia Baumgardner versus Katie Taylor now? Since Katie Taylor won, right? Okay. I don't think that happened last night. She struggled against a mediocre opponent that kept it basic, and she had problems with a basic fighter. I'm going to say the same thing for Alycia Baumgardner that I'm going to say for Savanna Marshall and anybody else for that matter. You women love to sit here and talk about equal rights, and I don't believe at all that you should be put on a lower pedestal than men and all that kind of shit. No. But you want to keep talking about women's boxing. You can't just say boxing. Everything is women's boxing, women's boxing, women's boxing. And we're here to elevate women's boxing and women's boxing this and women's boxing that. You are the co-fucking main event. Okay? You are on a huge card, a sellout crowd. We don't want to hear nothing about no fucking ring rust. We don't want to hear nothing about no, oh, my timing was off because, I haven't been in the ring. I've been there. Okay, well then, you need to make sure when you're sitting there at that podium, the words that come out of your mouth isn't selling us bullshit. Because when you sit there and talk about just expect a spectacular performance, you're going to see the best version of me. All of these type of things just to end up talking about ring rust. That's a quick way to make this Netflix audience go, ah. You understand what I mean? Don't get big-headed and think because you found success with this shit that all of a sudden now every time they have a fight on Netflix is going to be, everybody's going to tune in because these excuses, then again, this generation is different because you guys, you nurture excuses from people that you love, have these fascinations with, but she didn't look, defensively, she looked bad last night. In transition, she looked bad last night. She was getting hit with so many different shots. And basically, defensively, she got careless and sloppy at times. She was desperate. Alycia Baumgardner has power, but she doesn't have devastating power. And furthermore, she doesn't know how to get the shots there. She doesn't know how to work her way in, set traps for you, make you move in ways that you don't want to move, and lower the boom on you. She doesn't know how to do that. Alycia Baumgardner depends on you to just not know what you're supposed to do and stand there and make it easier for her to get in. As long as Jennifer Miranda kept that stick in her face and she kept moving and keeping it long, Alycia Baumgardner was offset. Because even when she was trying to move ahead, once she got close enough, right, to plant her feet, Jennifer Miranda would step back, step around. She was giving angles and moving, and she would ha ha, right? And the Baumgardner couldn't get off. And she says she feels good with Derrick James. I hope so, because it's not that Derrick James wasn't telling her right, but one thing I see with Derrick James, he doesn't tell the fighter what they're doing wrong. So he does, but it's like he'll say things like, all right, if you feel good, you feel comfortable stepping in and going to the body, then do it, No. Especially when you see a fighter who clearly isn't comfortable with thinking on her own. Okay? You have to, I need you to dig to the body. You have to, like Derrick James is not specific. You understand? He don't have a long time in the corner. But to say, I need you, dig to the body. Listen, when you're coming in, she's stepping off as soon as you plant your feet. I need you to jab your way in. Jab to the body. But I need you to snap that shit. Don't just leave it out there. Snap it. I need you to get quick on your feet. Keep your hands up side to side because she's throwing down the middle. So you need to be ready to swing, to move and throw shots, even if you're hitting in the chest or hitting in the stomach. We need you to get her to move. When she gets on those ropes, I need you to feint, because she's going to try to grab you. When when you feint, I need you to shoot those shots right up the middle. I need you to bang her body up. Bang, pow, you know what I'm saying? Boom, hit her to the body, come up top. But keep your shots inside. I don't need you. We don't want you in there doing this shit here and then get in and then she circles out, because that's what was happening. And pretty much, I'm saying this because let me tell y'all something. She's going to always have problems with taller fighters. Because Baumgardner is a boxer. She does not have a boxer punches mentality. She has a boxer's mentality. But her ego makes her think she can knock everybody out. So when she tries to get inside, she tries to get aggressive. She has not shown the gas tank to be able to fight aggressively like that. That's why when she gets in, instead of just throwing punches that's just going over, the back of the head, work your way in, get in, pop, 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 double, triple jab, double and triple jabs. Keep the head moving. Keep the hands up high. a shorter fighter fighting a taller fighter. If you keep your hands up here, first of all, taller fighters don't like to go to the body on shorter fighters for the most part because they're easy to get hit. Unless they have blades and hand speed where they can get that shit off and be out the way before you can respond. Really, taller fighters like to go up here. So when they throw body shots, it's usually because you're backing up and they have you in a point where they can see you're reluctant to let your hands go. And so for Alycia Baumgardner, every time Derek James was telling her to do something, when she went out the next round, she didn't do it. So she's coming in, and like Jennifer Miranda, she's moving. You know, she's everything was just here. You know, and at times when she would get in and Alycia started trying to let her hands go, she would lean back and throw the hook, you know, and it was slaps. Everything she was doing was slaps. None of the hooks was here. None of that shit was here. Everything was, you know. And so Alycia Baumgardner struggled with someone like her. Now, for everybody that said she beat Katie Taylor or Amanda Serrano, based on her performance last night, if Katie Taylor or Amanda Serrano was in there with Alycia Baumgardner, how y'all think Alycia Baumgardner would have done? Now, we can say maybe she'd have trained differently. Well, that's no excuse because you should have trained. 2 years is still 2 years. Fuck, Jamal Charlo come back after 2 years and look like a beast. Twice. Okay? 2 years and then a year. You know, we've seen Floyd Mayweather come back after a year and destroy Juan Manuel Marquez. So we're talking about, you know, an opponent where they're handpicked for you. So the fact that you was off for 2 years, that's why that opponent was picked for you. So you can come back and shine against them. And that you wouldn't have those struggles that you would fight another top-tier opponent. You tell me they couldn't find a better opponent for Alycia Baumgardner? So this is what I'm saying. And I'm just being honest and real about what the fuck happened. You know, at the press conference, she was asked a question. The question was, you see, Claressa Shields is at ringside. Do you think that maybe this is a fight you want to something to that effect? And she goes, that girl is a heavyweight. The fight has to make sense. Okay. When I told you guys, I didn't respect what she was doing, and she was doing nothing but using Claressa's name as a fucking a prop to clout chase. And all of y'all jumped on her little clit talking about, oh, but we need that fight. Well, why won't Claressa fight her? First of all, who the fuck is she? She's not in the position. Look at the level of opposition she just fought last night. She's not in position to tell Claressa shit. Don't get fooled by that fucking Jake Paul promotion bullshit, whatever they call a fucking MVP, whatever. Why did she end up saying now the same thing I was saying from the very beginning? It's a stupid fight. I don't like it. First off, what type of warrior are you to try to get someone to completely drain themselves? You're not that stupid. Because for Claressa to go down to 147 pounds, for what? You're not willing to even go up one weight class to 154. Right? So why call her name? So now to say she's too big, basically, yeah, she was always too big for you. Always. So at what point in your mind it made you think, oh, well, at 147, if you want to... No, Claressa's not the one calling you out. You was the one talking about how you always wanted to fight Claressa. She was always bigger than you. And not to mention, now that I'm with, you know, this Jake Paul production, now that all these different people got to see me, more people are going to see me tonight than they've ever seen me, right? Guess what? I don't need to talk about Claressa no more now. My job is done. Didn't she just 3 weeks ago talk about she's the one and she still brought up Claressa's name. Now all of a sudden Claressa's too big. She's a heavy. Exactly. And if you're not willing to go up to her weight class, why talk? She don't want no problems with motherfucking Claressa Shields, man. Claressa would knock her little ass out. And even at 47, she'd probably knock her out. The whole thing is, let me drain Claressa as much as I possibly can, because I know at 147 she won't be at full strength. That gives me a better chance to win. That's all the fuck that was. She's not on Claressa's skill level. She's just too small, and she's not strong enough to really hurt Claressa. Then going up in weight is not going to make her faster, and it's not going to make her stronger. See, she's more comfortable at the smaller weights. If she felt she was at her full strength at 147 or 154, she didn't basically, because she walks around 150 something pounds. So she would be at full strength, not having to drain herself. Why you think she don't want to fight at 154? But 147. Come on. That's listen, people teach the game to the fighters, understand, when they're trying to get advantages. Now, she got the win, and that's important that she dug down and was able to outfight the chick, regardless to her being a low-level opponent. She got the win. I'm not trying to shit on her or any of these other fighters, but I'm going to be honest. I wasn't impressed. Okay, I'm glad she got the win so she can move forward, and then let's see what bigger fight she can be in. I don't give a fuck about how much money she make or don't make, none of them. All I'm concerned about is watching the fights. Like she said last night, right? They repeated it. She said she don't care if you like her or not as long as you watch. That's all this is fighting. So I'm not here to glaze anybody. But like I said, I don't mind giving props where it's due. It wasn't an impressive win. She gave herself a B+. Well, okay, cool. But, which, she basically said there's things that she could have did better if not for ring rust. And I'm sick of hearing these fighters with this ring rust bullshit excuse, but they sit there and talk about how they're going to you're going to see a performance like no other, and I'm going to put on a spectacular performance and all of that. Pretty much, she went in there and showed. She has issues with height. She has issues with the reach. She doesn't know how to work on her weight on the inside. And then she doesn't trust herself to be able to let her hands go and chop you down. She doesn't know how to break you down. She don't. If you're flat-footed, that makes Alycia Baumgardner look better. Yeah, she can get to it, and if you're slow. So if you have any type of hand speed, even if you can't punch like this woman couldn't and can move, she has problems. So the only thing for her is that women's boxing isn't that deep. So she might be able to survive, having another bad performance like that and still be able to pull out the win, maybe. But there are some people that she can get in there with that can pull the win off. I mean, let's just be real. She didn't look close to being unbeatable last night. Not even close to it against a woman that she should have destroyed. So if ring rust is the excuse, like they said, she'll be back in the ring before the year's over. Well, then she needs to. And all of them need to stop this duck, cherry pick bullshit and not getting in the ring. Well, we know why she wasn't in there before, because of the drug test that she failed. But bottom line, she had that one fight since then nothing went on. And you ladies keep screaming how there's such a demand for you and how many fans you got and all that. But then you guys disappear. And then come back talking about ring rust. Her performance, she looked bad. She looked real bad. What can I say? She looked real bad. But she got the win. We're not going to hold it against her, but I know what I've seen in her. Now going forward, the next fight she have need to be a step-up fight. You guys got to stop this cherry pick shit. Cherry pick, then wait for one big fight. And then y'all all talk about, we got our mental health and our physical health. Yeah, I know. And you're trying to make millions of dollars by taking easy fucking fights. This shit is crazy. Y'all talk all this Tom and Jerry bullshit, but at the same fucking time, you guys are expecting $1 million paydays to go in there and fight people we don't give a fuck about seeing you fight, and then make excuses to why you look bad or after you lose. Anyways, we'll see what happens with her going forward, but she needs a lot of work, man. She needs a lot of work. Because like I said, I can see she's going to have problems with fighters that can move. She's going to have problems with the jab. She's going to have problems with height. Bottom line. And if a fighter actually has power, they're going to make her run into shit. And she's going to get knocked the fuck out. And if you notice, when she gets hit, she freezes like a deer in headlights. So she doesn't, then she stumbles over like she's moving her hands down. And she needs a lot of work, man. I'm not going to sit here and glaze and act like I didn't see what I saw for no fucking fighter. But she got the win. That's that. Now, let's go on to Savanna Marshall and Shadeja Green. Shadeja Green, she looked like she was being like overly cautious early. She was respecting Savanna Marshall's power. And she looked a little timid to me. And I remember one time in the fight where Savanna caught her with a good shot, and then she smiled and she was saying something to her. I think that kind of made her feel like, oh, this bitch talking shit. You know, every round, her corner, Shadeja Green corner, was pleading with her, like, you know, do this, do this, do this, like, because she just wasn't doing it. And the same thing as Savanna Marshall's corner. Traden was telling her, I remember, like I said in a short video, I specifically remember, I think it was the third round, he told her, go out, hey, look, keep the shots long. Keep the shots long. Then once you get on the inside, then shoot the short shots, right? Shoot the short shots after you get in. Okay. And then when she went out, what's the first thing she did? She went to swinging the hooks, throwing the power shots that the trainer just told her not to do. Man, you're here. Shadeja Green's here. I don't understand. These fighters I don't know what the fuck they're training them in these gyms, but there's no fucking way I'm going to have my fighter not using their physical gifts. And instead of you keeping that shit out here, just keeping that jab out, keeping it long, backing up, jab to the body, feint, come in. Savanna Marshall's never had good footwork. Everything with her was rolling her upper body. She always did that, all that excess moving. It was never her footwork. It was just how she would move, get in, and because she's so much taller than her opponent, she would lean, and she would throw that slap hook or that quick turning uppercut. And, that's always been her fight. And she, she has power, so she can land a good shot and get you to start backing up once she see, okay, I got this motherfucker scared to commit now. That's when she'll start to come in, walk in, but she still does everything long, keep it off the jab, and then rip the shots after she gets you to the ropes. I'm watching her, and the same thing with her, with the whole, she hasn't been in the ring for 2 years. I don't give a fuck if you ain't been there for 8 years. You took the fucking fight, and like I said, y'all talking all this shit about women's boxing and y'all can do everything the men can do. And hey, listen, I feel like this: lose the cockiness, lose all the attitude and all the extra bullshit, especially when you can't go back it up. For the simple fact, you see, all of these female fighters that keep, I support you as women, as human beings. I don't support this feminist mentality though. Okay. Y'all keep talking this shit about what y'all can do, and then y'all go in there and half-ass perform. Now, Shadeja Green got the win. It was a very sloppy fight, but she got the win. That referee was a jackass. That referee was annoying. I don't think Savanna Marshall or Shadeja Green was holding enough that it warranted a point deduction, especially in the second fucking round. Then there's times when Savanna Marshall was hitting her in the head, hitting in the back of the head on the break, and he's telling, but you're holding. Okay, still, rabbit punches are not legal, regardless to her holding. And it's like he was more lenient with Savanna. Then, in fact, there was a time, what bigger fighters do to smaller fighters. They always try to, muscle them back to the ropes and lean their weight on them. All this is wear down techniques. What do you teach your fighters? When your back hit the ropes, you slide left or slide right, whatever, and circle the fuck out of there, right? If they try to come forward and put their weight, you spin off them. He told Shadeja she can't spin off. So it's like, goddamn, even Andre Ward was saying the same thing. Like, damn, if I hold, if I clinch, clinching is a part of boxing. When you training and the guy gets in there, all right, time up. But now all of a sudden, it's too much. Like, come on, man. It's like, I can't clinch. I can't spin off. She can hit me in the back of the fucking head. You understand? She can hold me, but, So it was one of these things where I feel like Savanna Marshall at the end of the fight said, I don't understand how the point deduction, I'm not saying I won, but why the fuck would you care what the score was? You didn't win regardless. Okay, and I believe the reason for that too is the judges probably felt the same way I feel. Like, that's bullshit. This referee, that was a bullshit point deduction. That was bullshit. And fuck that, man. Nah, we gonna score this fight. Let's say even with the point deduction, somewhere they deleted that shit. Like, nah, nah, because it was bullshit. And not to mention, Shadeja Green hit Savanna Marshall with some shots. at least 3 or 4 times where it showed that she like wobbled, like she hurt her, you know. And Shadeja Green got the win. Now, where Savanna Marshall goes from here, I don't know. She turned down the fight. Look, I'm not one of these guys that want to see two people fight 3, 4, 5 times just for namesake. Okay, I don't care to see Savanna Marshall and Shields again. Honestly, like I just don't. I think you're gonna get the same results. Shields might fuck around and knock out in the rematch. Who knows? But she definitely put herself in a lousy situation with this MMA shit. Clarissa crossed over. Then all of a sudden, everybody, all the other females want to go jumping into MMA because Clarissa did it. To try to get more attention. Now, okay, maybe I can do this and that. Even at Clarissa's age, she got a late start as well into this MMA shit. But the thing is, Clarissa's in a position, she controls what she does. You understand what I'm saying? These other women are trying to compete, trying to keep up, we know that Amanda Serrano has an MMA background as well. But bottom line of what I'm saying is, what does this MMA shit do for Savanna Marshall? And what was they talking about even in her fighting in MMA? Oh, Savanna versus Shields in an MMA bout. Like, all right, whatever, man. Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's like they try to link two fighters together, no matter what they're doing. And I just feel like as far as Savanna Marshall's performance, at what point do you fighters' experience kick in? I noticed 2 things, too, last night. One, y'all know Clarissa Shields was there, right? You notice when they was panning the crowd to show the audience, not one time did they show Clarissa Shields. Yeah, not one fucking time. 2, I noticed when they was talking about Savanna Marshall, the female commentator said something without clarity. She said she was giving Savanna her props and telling her how tough she is and how pretty much, she's been there with the likes of Clarissa Shields, so her experience is, she's going to be hard to beat. And she was one of the only women, she's the only woman to beat Clarissa Shields. But she never specified that in the amateurs, she got a decision. No, they always try to make it sound like she really went there and fucked Shields up, but she never said she's the only woman to beat her. Shields' only loss was in the amateurs, and that was by Savanna. Since you want to find a reason to bring it up, cool. But just say it like it happened. Because, when she said that, I was watching this morning, I watched a couple of videos, and when I was watching the videos, people were saying things in the comment section like, what the fuck she talking about? I ain't know Shields lost. So wait, so now they're 1-1? You understand? So as far as the pros, these are these casuals that's tuning in. You see what I'm saying? So they're like, but it says Shields' record says she's undefeated. This is what I'm saying about this half-ass commentating. Let me say, like I said in a short video, you can tell that these commentators were taught to. Now, I'm not sitting there telling you to sit here and try to tear the show down, but I'm saying they were sitting there. Every match was a spectacular match. Every match was a masterclass. Did you hear the compliments that they was giving? Did you hear the shit that they kept saying last night? Everything was, this was an epic fight, or this was a very intense fight. This is nah, man, no. This was a very underwhelming card, man. And being that the women are who they are and they're doing what it is that they're capable of doing, let me just say, it's not cool to say things you can't back up. If I jumped in the ring right now to fight somebody, I'm going to make sure I'm ready. There's going to be no excuses. Okay, I know. I told you I don't know. Maybe I knock him out the 3rd round, but it took me 8 rounds. Guess what? I knocked him out. The shit went the way it went. You understand what I'm saying? Well, you got to understand. I ain't no. Stop that shit. You motherfuckers talk all this shit to sell the fight, then you want to sell excuses after the fight don't go your way. Okay. She embraced, Shadae's agreed afterwards, whatever they, there's no hard feelings or whatever, at least openly. But her little rant about losing the fight, but I'm not saying I won, but how could the score be blah, 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 like, all right, you lost, let it go. Shadae's agreeing, got the win. It was a sloppy fight, though. Shadae's agreeing, got to work on her head movement, man. She's just too straight up. And once again, where's the double and triple jabs? Why are you guys... This is all they're doing. Pushing the jab. They don't snap that motherfucker. They don't shoot that motherfucker out. They don't snap the jab out. Everything is just... You know what I mean? They step over. They overcommit to punches. And the cornerman is not correcting this shit. But that's why I say, how the fuck do y'all train and then go in the ring? This is what y'all do in the training and nobody's correcting this shit? And you can't tell me that's how women punch. No, Clarissa snapped her shit. You saw Clarissa's punch. That shit, pow, pow, pop, pop. She popped that shit out. Clarissa don't be in the telling them, this is how they punch. They throwing punches like this and shit. Like, okay. So anyways, Shadae's ring got the win. Salute to her. And you did what you had to do. Now, Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. For all the people that said, I don't know how she won. She was on the back foot. This was some Tom and Jerry shit. Okay, I can see Turkey Alycia then got in y'all fucking head because not one of you motherfuckers was using no Tom and Jerry reference until Turkey Alycia said that shit. 2, tell you what y'all don't fucking know, what you're not paying attention to. Pay fucking attention now so you can learn some shit. Okay, both fighters decided they're going to do something different this time. Okay? Any fucking time. If you play Manhunt as a kid, right, what do y'all do? Right? If you're playing basketball, it's not about all offense, right? You got to play defense too, right? So do you just stand there and let your opponent score because you just want the ball so bad you don't care about defense? No. Because if that happens, you start missing and he keeps making shots, guess what? You're going to lose, right? So you got to play both ends equally. As much as I'm trying to score, I'm playing just as hard to keep you from scoring. The person on the front fucking foot, it's your job to cut the ring off. It's not your opponent's job to fight the way you want them to. Katie Taylor, I told you, if she used her movement. Now, I was implementing in my head more, into her fight in my head, more lateral movement with the movements. Why? When your opponent is in front of you, and they're coming to you, especially like the man is longer, she's keeping her hands out in front of it, right? Every time you get to the point where your movement slow down, that's where they want to speed up and take that step. Most good trainers will tell you with that first step, be ready to pop up. Don't let her breathe. So what happens now is when your feet slow down, you know what Amanda Serrano's going to do? The same shit she was doing all night. She went from popping the jab. Didn't you see a couple times she threw a 1-2 and Katie wasn't even nowhere near her? She threw 1-2. If you didn't watch the fight again, you'll see several times she threw a 1-2 and Katie was nowhere even near her. So even after the first punch, she couldn't control not letting the second one go because she was expecting Katie to run into it. You understand what I'm saying? That's where you hit it. Hey, just touch him, keep touching him. Just let your hand go. They going to run. She wasn't running the shit. So what happens, it's your job to cut the fucking ring off. See, but these motherfuckers don't understand because when you're using lateral movement, when she stops and she starts to reach, this is where Katie Taylor can either, just eat that slight lane, bam, with the hook. You understand what I'm saying? Or she can either fucking roll, like keep her up and just let that shit slide off and come straight through, bam. Like, that's those angles they're not ready to. Bam, go to the body, come up, back up, roll out if you have to. But it's obvious that's not what Katie Taylor knows how to do. So she did things the way they trained for her to do it. Okay, cool. The thing is, Amanda fought different as well. Where was the aggression? It's obvious Neither one of them wanted to get battered and bruised in this third fight the way they did in the first two. It's obvious. And I said Katie could make the fight so much easier if she would box instead of standing there trying to fucking wow these fucking fans. Because basically what Katie does wrong, every time she fights Amanda Serrano, this is just part of her style. But the way Amanda fights, it makes it easier for Amanda to connect on her. Katie will use head movement from the outside. She'll feint, right? She'll use head movement, and then, whatever. And then she'll, when she makes that first step, she plants her feet. And she does this shit. You understand what I'm saying? And then what does fucking Amanda do? Her punches are coming more inside, right? And then once she catch her, they both get caught. But what Katie does, if you watch, Katie will pop, 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 pop. She'll throw like 3-4 fast fucking shots. You see Serrano's hit snapping back so she's catching the little pit pat shots. Okay. Whereas, being that Katie's not a big puncher, if she's stepping around and she's timing Serrano, because Serrano throws the same shit every time. She come and she'll hunt, then she throws the fucking, she throws punches the same way they teach you to hit the mitts. So she'll throw that 1-2, and then she's coming. Okay, you know it's coming. You see it. She doesn't have any more tricks up her sleeve. She doesn't know how to fight going backwards. You understand what I'm saying? So Katie isn't strong enough to push her back. So Katie has to fight the smart fight on the outside. That's not Tom and Jerry shit. It's called a fighter using their best tools that they have to win a particular fight. You can't expect somebody to do what they can't do. So when she's moving, and she's pop, 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 moving. A couple of times I seen her coming in, pop, pop. She catch her with a 1-2, move back, catch her with another one, pop, catch her with these little slap shots. And see, here's the thing. I told you guys, the reason why Amanda Serrano kept crying like a baby, kept bringing up headbutts. And did you see the headbutt that Amanda Serrano caused last night? And you can see it. That's what I'm telling you. Because you're coming in and you're ducking your head as you're coming in. And she ran right smack into Katie Taylor's head. Now, Katie Taylor, probably because they kept bitching and crying about fucking headbutts and trying to make excuses, that also could have affected her. You know what? I'm going to fight, stay on the outside. I'm not stupid. This bitch is headbutting me too. We're head clashing. It's not like we're doing it on purpose. It's just happening. But she's crying about it. So, okay, cool. Now I'm on the back foot. Okay. Now, that being said, what did Amanda Serrano do differently that was effective? Where was the pressure? What was the extra pressure? And I told you, they kept crying and complaining. Why? Because she knows there's nothing else that I can do. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing else that I know how to do. What else can I do? So let me say this and hope it sinks in the judges' heads that, hey, man, I'm really winning these fights. What fights are you watching, right? So she figured it's going to be the same type of fight. I'm going to try to fight this way. But I know the second I get cracked, if Katie stands in front of me like I want her to, we're going to brawl, right? You understand what I'm saying? She couldn't do anything differently. So instead of sitting here bitching about the fighter on the back foot, you got to look at the guy on the fucking front foot and say, well, hey, man, you got to turn up. But when you can't do anymore, same things. Like even when Shadasia Green had Savanna Marshall hurt, what was her poise? Let me set my shots up and nope, just, you understand what I'm saying? No, that's not how it gets done. But you can't sit here and blame the fucking opponent because, oh, they're on the back foot, this Tom and Jerry. Okay, right. And then 99.9% of you motherfuckers never fought any fucking way. So y'all just be talking, not in the ring, a cage, not even in the streets. But y'all just be running your mouth, repeating what people are telling you. You can't tell a motherfucker how to fight, man. You know what I'm saying? You ever watch a motherfucker sit and play video games? All you doing is, what? You keep doing the same play all the time. You ain't got no passing game. All you keep doing is run. Why the fuck you worrying about how to motherfucker play? Shut the fuck up. Stop what he's doing. And that's all it is. They can't stop what you're doing. So they complaining like some little bitches. So imagine somebody get punched in their face and get punched in their ribs for a living, right? All right. Neither one of them wanted to take that type of beating again. Neither one of them. The difference is Amanda is trying to outbox someone that's actually a better boxer than her. So she's going to limit her offense as well because she's trying to be careful and not get touched up with a whole lot of shit, right? She knows she cuts easy as well, too, right? That's why she walks away from a fight with a bloody-ass face, and it's like she won but looked like the loser, right? So she's coming in trying to outbox Katie. She's not as fast as Katie. She has a longer punch, and she's stronger. So Katie is moving and boxing, landing her shots, getting in, getting out, landing her shots, not loading up, getting greedy, playing it safe. Now, this fight was underwhelming, not because I compared to the first two, because I don't. The first two fights were the first two fights. A whole different fight. It was underwhelming simply because the attacker, the stalker, couldn't figure out how to catch up. Okay? The bull could not find out how to catch the matador. That's why. Where was all this aggression of her coming and cutting the ring off and trapping? No, she didn't do that. She tried to stay, she's coming forward, but she's trying to outbox her. So when you say, I don't know how she won, she's on the back foot, what the fuck does that mean because you coming forward? I didn't know you got points based on the amount of steps you fucking take walking forward. I thought it was, landing punches. So even when you talk about ring generalship, coming forward is not just, look, bottom line. You know how Pernell Whitaker used to stand right in front of you? And he would bend at the waist, move and turn all kinds of ways. And, he would showboat. But all of it wasn't showboating. That was the way he fucking fought. He would make you miss all that shit without countering. Then he would do all that shit, then counter you. The punch didn't have to be hard, but he was popping you, getting points. And then he would get and set his feet, and Pernell would throw that fucking jab and step to his right. You know why he's stepping to his right? Because you coming from that orthodox position, right? If you throw that fucking left hook, he's stepping, right? He just step. Pap, step with it, pap. When you throw that shit gonna come here. He's out of range already. Because he pop, and he step into the right, pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? And he steps around. And you know what he would do? He would stab, throw up, feint, pow, come down to your body, pow, come to the body, pow, pow, come to the body. That he mixed his attacks up. So these fighters right here, it's sad that they don't do film study of fighters before them. This is why they're so fundamentally flawed. I can sit here and post text messages. I don't need to. Do you know how many fucking people text me last night saying, yo, Clarissa would destroy every single one of these bitches? And I'm just like, duh. I'm not putting Clarissa in the mix. These little bitches keep saying her name. But I'm not putting her in the mix. Yeah. And this is the point what I'm telling you. All of this calling out Clarissa, all of this, like what the guy that's Jake Paul's partner, Amanda Serrano is the greatest female fighter in the sport, male or female. She's the greatest Puerto Rican fighter. Yeah, the bitch got 4 losses now, but she's the greatest of all time. Yeah, we get it. I know. That's the narrative they want to push. She's going to complain for the rest of her career that she got robbed 3 times. Trust me. Savanna Marshall is going to cry that she got robbed in this fight. But the thing about this fight is that they finally both fought smart instead of stupidly. Muhammad Ali used to watch fighters before him. He would tell her, look, no defense, no skill, no just standing, taking punishment for nothing. Just, right? Okay, everybody can't be Ali. But what I'm saying is, he's telling you this. And I used to say the same thing. I remember me and my pop sitting there watching fights. And I'm like, Pop, why do the old timers think that this is smart fighting? That's what men do. Men go down. Like, what do you mean? So you telling me, for me to show you, am I trying to show you that I'm the better fighter, or that I can just take a punch better than you, or just as good as you, or like what's the purpose? So you mean tell me, you throw some lazy ass jab, I swat that shit down, come over with my jab, then bam, follow through. Instead, move, give you some movement, step around. I'm just gonna stand up there, tuck my chin, and we just doing this shit? Nah. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of the fights were seen as boring, because it was just the same thing. Y'all doing all this shit at the end of the fight. Both of y'all eyes are closed shut. Both of y'all got broken noses. Your lips all bust up. Like, who the fuck won? Him? How the fuck can you tell? You understand what I'm saying? So last night, both of them decided, nah, man, we're not going to do this, stand here and just bang shit. Not saying that they said it to each other, but I mean, both of them in their own minds and with their trainings, with their team. Radio Raheem was interviewing Natasha Jonas. And he asked Natasha Jonas, what could Amanda Serrano have done differently to get a better outcome, to get, and she, KT Taylor is definitely the better boxer between the two, like basically, and she, Katie's just amazing. Look, you said too much already, Natasha. There was nothing she could have done, or she would have done it. It's as simple as that. Look, you know how Michael Jordan and Dr. J could palm a basketball like a motherfucking, like a fucking mango and shit. Okay, now Michael Jordan would tease. Remember how he teased people, hold the ball up, and he, whatever. He's just looking at him like, "Fuck you doing, little man?" Right? Now, how can you mimic that if you can't palm the ball? Now, imagine somebody telling you, "Yo, you gotta palm the ball." Like, that's one of the things. Let me give you a breakdown real quick. That's one of the things I said was different between Michael Jordan and Kobe as well. I don't think nobody's better than Michael Jordan. Not Kobe, not LeBron, and nobody. But Kobe is the closest copycat to Michael Jordan. Obviously, he patterned his whole style after Michael. But one thing's for sure. If you watch the two of them, if you try to force Kobe a different way, Kobe have to get whatever and get that ball with two hands. Dunk. Or whatever he's going to do. Mike would shake your ass, shimmy, grab one fucking hand and come over your ass. Kobe couldn't do that. So that advantage, things that you don't think is a big advantage, you think, no, it is. You ever see them pass the ball to Michael Jordan? That motherfucker jump and catch it like a damn receiver. One hand and then swat. Like don't see. This is why I say when it comes to people having favorites and being biased, they say a bunch of dumb shit. They ain't looking at those little details. I pay attention to everything. Everything. I don't know if Katie Taylor's going to retire. She didn't say. Natasha Jonas made me laugh because 3 years ago she's supposed to be retiring. Now all of a sudden she's talking about another title fight, and it's like, man, you guys kill me talking about how, at my age it's time to just I fought enough. There's nothing else for me to prove. I think we should just retire. So this is going to be my last fight, and I just thank the fans for coming out, and this is going to be more like a send-off for me, because I had nothing else to prove, at my age. So, I may want to go retire and spend time with my family. And the next thing you know, 3-4 fucking years later, you done forgot the motherfucker still fighting and shit. And then they're talking about another fucking title fight. Everybody want to be a part of this money train. You see, and the women's boxing, like I said, is not that deep. So they try to... See, the thing is, they're trying to make you think all these women are just super talented. Just give them a chance and watch. Okay, cool. But when they get in there and perform like that, people are going to watch and go, okay. Would you rather have people just support the movement or support it because, hey, man, these women, I really respect what they can do? You understand what I'm saying? So, example, Kevin Hart, when they interviewed him, you heard what he said? Hey, man, it's a good event. I'm having a good time. And he said, shout out to the people. I'm enjoying the fights. All these ladies coming out here showcasing it. And most importantly, the entertainment. The fuck you mean, most importantly, the entertainment? He already said the fights. The women getting showcased, right? Oh, you more concerned about all the celebrities in the building. You more concerned about, Amanda Serrano coming out with all of the little rapper bitch that came out and all the you know what I'm saying? You more into all the people coming out dancing and her coming out dancing and shit. you more entertained because Alycia Baumgardner comes out dancing and shit. Now, if they put that same effort into winning the fucking fight, yeah, maybe they would have won in a better fashion. Well, maybe Alycia would have won in a better fashion, and maybe Serrano would have won if she'd have put more effort. You know what I'm saying? Makes me go back to Sean Porter saying, when people come out, these people come out to these fights, they're not coming out for the fight. They're coming out for the entertainment. So you mean to fucking tell me I'm going to buy a ticket to go sit and watch what rapper is going to come out with a boxer? I'm going to sit there to see who they pay in the crowd and whatever other bullshit they got going. No, I'm there for the fucking fights, man. I'm there for the fucking fights. One motherfucker I can say really is into boxing is Denzel. Because that motherfucker be there when it's a half-empty building. That motherfucker be there from the very first fight, sitting there. You understand why everybody else taking pictures on the red carpet and all that bullshit. So you see all of this entertainment, come out dancing, acting all arrogant, talking your shit. Okay, cool, all right. Just make sure when that bell ring. Just make sure when that bell ring, you ready to, you locked and loaded. Not standing here making excuses about fucking ring rust and all that shit, man. You know, it is what it is. Now, I say this. Y'all got a chance to showcase your talents. Y'all did what y'all did. And actually, I forgot about this shit yesterday. I came home and I was sitting here doing my neck exercise with my strap and shit. I just happened to turn the TV on. And when I went on YouTube, I saw it's like the prelims for this kind of like, oh, that's just tonight. And so when I turned it on, it was I thought the lady said the first fight, but whoever it was one chick that had the blue glittery outfit on or whatever the fuck, like all blue, like blue, dark blue, whatever. She stopped this chick. She beat the shit out of her. I said whoever she was, had the best performance out of the night. She had the best performance. You know, see, like right now, I got the fight on. Alycia Baumgardner take 2 steps in, overhand right. Where's the jab? Right? She jab, standing stationary, and she bringing her hand back low. She getting counter over the tight. Man, she has a lot of work, man. I got this shit on right now. She has a lot of work, man. She's jabbing, leaning down to try to get in, right? She doesn't even feint after nothing. Just jab and stay there. She's not hitting anything. Jab to the body, don't hit anything, move back. And even when Derek James telling her to go to the body, it's like she just doesn't know how to get on the inside, man. And this is what I'm saying to you. It's not just the women. These guys, they lack boxing fundamentals. They lack basic fundamentals. And it's all flash and flare and just go for the knockout and try to look flashy. You know, it's a different day and time, man. And I can tell y'all this now. It's like I did the video on Shakur Stevenson. I don't care about these people's opinions. They can think what they want to think. But them old school motherfuckers will tear y'all asses up because y'all not tough enough mentally or physically. And you motherfuckers don't train with the respect. Floyd, Pacquiao, all of them guys are like the last of the Mohicans, man. You know, Terrence Crawford is under them to me. But he's on top of him, Usyk. Like those guys, they have some boxing fundamentals and shit like that. But I personally still don't see them the way I see certain other people. And those dudes are too fucking tough for y'all to come into that little pit-pat shit that y'all doing. This little, you know, like, that's why I said, you know, I almost did that. I might still do it. Put the video up with Terrence Crawford hitting the heavy bag and put the video up with Floyd hitting that bag. And you can see just boom. I can see in their fights. But even just the way they hit the bag, man, you can see who's more skilled. You can see that. I mean, and you know, people with this bullshit, they always want to try to find a way to knock another fighter to try to boost another one up. I don't have to do that shit, man. I'm just honest about what the fuck I see, man. And I can tell you right now, when you think that you're better than someone, which is cool, but when you think that you're better than someone simply because you're fighting a bunch of weak motherfuckers and you're impressive against low-level competition, man, when you hit a motherfucker that refused to go down, when you hit a motherfucker that's going to hit you back 2 and 3 times, when you hit a motherfucker, or can't hit a motherfucker because he's smart, he knows how to nullify his shit. I mean, it's different because mentally, when you start to break down, that person get to read all that shit. And physically, when you start to get fatigued and you feel some type of way, you know, like Ali saying the closest I ever came to dying, right? Fighting Joe Frazier's the closest I ever came to dying, right? Remember that? And remember Ali was saying maybe it's time to retire. You get a heart attack or a stroke or something. You understand what I'm saying? These fighters be gassed by 7, 8 rounds, man. 6, 7 rounds. These motherfuckers already, like, damn. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why, like I told the person that was, I said, man, you talking about Floyd Mayweather not being able to beat Ray Leonard. Gotta remember, Ray Leonard fought. Motherfucker, what you think your little young ass telling me? Motherfucker, I know how many fucking rounds they fought. You fucking realize that's one of fucking Floyd's strongest attributes is his conditioning is sick. He wouldn't have fucked if you see him huffing and puffing and tired in a fucking fight. Floyd can do them 12 rounds. You understand what I'm saying? He's built for that shit. The fuck are y'all talking about? This is what I'm saying. So when we talk about who has that it factor, man, come on, man. And once again, when you listen to these fighters, these legends that sit here and tell you, nah, Floyd would have been able to hold his own in any. Not that he need for them to validate shit. All they doing is saying shit. Okay, it's not validated because of what they said. I can see too. I understand what the fuck is happening in front of my eyes as well. But my point is, when these motherfuckers are honest and say this shit, y'all act like y'all don't hear that because y'all don't want that to be the case. But y'all sitting up here applauding bad boxing, bad offense, bad defense, carelessness, incompetence, all of this shit. I gotta keep it real about this shit, man. I'm not gonna sit up here, oh, the women killed it last night. This was an epic, historical night of boxing, because that's not what it was. It was an underwhelming card. And don't get fooled by Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor having a lot of fans in the audience and the cheers being what they were. I mean, hey, man, great they had a sellout crowd and all that. And I'm not wishing that it stopped for them and nothing like that. But what I'm saying, outside of a fan base, okay, you know how many people are in this world as opposed to the 17,000 in that building? So this is what I'm saying. People looking at this are like, Now, casuals will be more impressed because they can't fucking box. They don't even know what a real boxer looks like. But real boxing fans support the movement. And it's like, okay, they went and they tried. I'm not chastising them for this shit. I'm just saying this shit was underwhelming. Now, if we can be honest about the men, why the fuck we got to bite our tongue and lie about the females? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm watching this shit now, man. And my thing, too, is when Alycia Baumgardner talk about her speed and her power, this is where you hear Andre Ward saying, like, you know, they got to trust her offense or trust her speed. Because they don't show it. She's coming in, jabbing, turning her head, doing this shit. She literally just came in doing this, like, this is what I'm telling you. She turns her head when she throws punches, man. And if you're going to blame that on ring rust, like, no, those are called habits. That's not ring rust. Those are called habits. That's what you do when people throw certain punches at you and you don't know how to get away from them. You know, she's fainting and not letting her hands go. This was a very underwhelming performance. And right now they're in round 6 of this fight. I'm just sitting here looking at it like, you know, look, I say salute to all of the fighters last night for going in there doing what they did. Y'all brought what y'all had. It is what it is. But for you to sell a card, for you to sell a fight, you can't sit here and talk all this shit, calling yourself the best, you know, talking about how you're going to go in there and put on a spectacular performance and do all that just to make excuses as to why you performed the way you did. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, we don't want to see you go in there with another cherry pick and then beat that cherry pick the way you were supposed to beat this one. We want to see you go in there with somebody that's worthy. Not let me fight a bunch of bums. Then when I get on this perch, then I'll fight some. No, you need to show. You know, Andre Ward said something about Jake Paul that I respect and I agree with, but he was very lenient about it. I'd have been more brutal about it, you know, but we're two different people. Like he said, in a nutshell, if Jake Paul is going to fight, you know, really be considered a contender, like a real fighter, then he need to fight real fighters, man. But yet, you motherfuckers in this generation are applauding. But you gotta look at where, fuck all of that. He need to fight some real fighters. Simple. You know, y'all talking all this novice shit, but this motherfucker fighting dudes way older than him and just past their primes. And dudes that were never actually his size. And he's taking every advantage that he can get. You know, now if he was doing what he's doing and focused his time into helping these women and doing, okay, cool. But when you're running your mouth and all of a sudden you're ranked, how the fuck, what is the last time Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Fought? Now, before he fought Jake Paul. What the fuck has he done to be ranked anywhere? So when they say Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez, the winner gets ranked in the WBA. Why? What have either one of them done to be ranked? You understand what I'm saying? So all these real fighters out here who can't get those same breaks have to take a back seat to a fucking YouTuber turned fighter / still a novice, but has a bigger name than all of them. And y'all don't see that? So yeah, this is what I'm telling you, man. That's why I said I hope for Alycia Baumgardner's sake, hopefully, you know, they don't do that shit with her. Like I said, giving her bullshit opponents and talk about how great she is. Because she going to get, let me tell you something. The real ones will always spot the bullshit. The fake ones will always applaud the bullshit. It's simple. You know, you can't, come on, man. Come on, man. You know, you don't just skip the line like that, man, and get the respect of your peers, man, because people looking at you like, what the fuck, man, I'm a real fighter, and you in here like they tried to make you think Hassan Rahman Jr. was a real fighter. I told y'all, the dude is lazy, he don't train hard, you understand what I'm saying, and he's really just not that good of a fighter. I told y'all that. And what did this motherfucker do? He picked him instead of Tommy Morrison, Kinsey Morrison, who won the fight. He picks the loser. Of course. Oh, but he got 15 pro fight. Yeah, but he sucks. I don't give a fuck if he had 50 fights. The guy is trash. Where is Hassan Rahman Jr. right now? I bet you none of y'all don't fucking know. You got to Google some shit about him. This is my point. So, and what's the first thing he said when he had that blow up with Jake Paul? Talk about how, yo, his fan base, boom, ever since him and Jake Paul had their little clash. Right. See, that's what I'm talking about. Everything is about a motherfucking social media fan base and following and who you can market and promote because of all of this bullshit. Real fucking fighters are real fighters. All this other shit don't mean nothing, man. And that's why, you know, as a real fighter, man, hopefully for Baumgardner, the next person she fight is actually a respectable person. Now, I'm going to give Jennifer Miranda her props because all she did was take a fight, okay? And with her limited skill set, she went in there and went 10 rounds with Alycia Baumgardner. So I'm going to give her props for that, man. You know, man, you know... But yeah, you know, Baumgardner just, you know, I'm not going to look. It's not that just she had a bad night, okay? It's just the fact there's a lot of things that she need to work on. You understand what I'm saying? And as far as the Michaela Mayer rematch, would you rather see her fight a rematch with Michaela Mayer or see her continue to fight people on Jennifer Miranda's level? You understand what I'm saying? Like who would you rather see her fight? So, as she keeps talking about, you know, she got big things ahead. She got options. You notice she's not saying no one particular name anymore. But they used the fuck out of Clarissa Shields' name to try to build her profile. So, which I always thought was completely fucking stupid. But at the end of the day, if she don't fight, especially after this performance, if she don't, like she need to put on that type of performance on her very next fight, I'd be thinking like this. Look, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, this fight wasn't like the first two. Now, you got Katie Taylor fans that's happy that she won. You got salty ass Amanda Serrano fans that's pissed off that she lost for a third time. And I was on that card. So all these people that saw me, Now, will her next fight be on a Netflix card? I don't know. But whatever it's going to be, let's put it to you like this. She need to be in a position where she's fighting a top talent. And she need to deliver. Because at the end of the fucking day, you're only as good as your last performance, right? Okay, then. Is that the new face of women's boxing right there? Just saying. Come on, y'all. But you know, it is what it is. They did what they had to do. But it was a very underwhelming performance by everybody. There wasn't one fight that I saw that I felt like that was a good fight, or even it was just a fight. That was it. Anyway, ladies, stop being feminists. Stop, keep talking about women's boxing like we know it's women's boxing. Stop making it like it's y'all versus us, because that's when people start to lose people. Like, whatever, man. We don't care about this shit. Let's look at what the WNBA is. If it wasn't for the help of the NBA endorsing them and putting them on different shows and helping them to expand, they wouldn't be where they are right now. Because, to be honest with you, their games are very repetitive. Layup, run out of court, layup, run out of court, jump shot, run out of court, jump shot, run out of court, layup, run out of court, jump shot. Nothing creative, nothing. Because they're doing what they can do. So, don't sit here and just play bad basketball and then blame the fans for not coming. Like, give us a reason to want to watch. And I support, man, look, I don't care if it's males or females. If I'm interested in something, I'll support it because I like it. So when I'm watching you sit there missing open layups, missing 5-foot jumpers and shit, like, what's your excuse? You know what I'm saying? What is your excuses? We ain't sitting up here, like, me as a man, I'm not sitting there telling you, they women, they shouldn't. Nope. And let's be real. I'm one of the few channels that even talk about what the females do. Everybody else is like, I don't care about these females. But, so yeah, don't start that arrogant shit, man, and try to like make it like y'all versus us, and because that's not what it is. But yeah, man, just like that card that they just had in fucking Times Square with Haney and T.O. fuck T.O. And Ryan fuck Ryan. But that was a damn garbage ad. That it was just underwhelming, man. It was a very underwhelming card. Same shit. Anyways, y'all, I'm tired of talking about this shit. That's all I got for y'all. Now, talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.